Hello, my name is Joshua Henderson, and I will be doing a presentation on electricity and electronical technologies. Before I start, let's just say this whole coronavirus has changed everything, man. It's just all off, but yeah. So yeah, I'm part of Group 4, and this was my topic, and it's electricity. Is it friend or foe? That's the title I came up with it. So let's start out by saying what is electricity? And basically, electricity is the presence in motion of matter that has electric charge. So basically, like electrons and the movement of electrons. So some facts about electricity is that it's one of the most efficient energy sources. It's also one of the most overused energy sources that we use today, and it's something that we honestly can't live without. Okay, so before electricity in the 1800s. So basically, before electricity became a huge revolutionary thing, apparently people used gas lamps, oil lamps, basically like for like light sources, for like light reasonings. So again, this also had low light production, which was not really too great at night for seeing. And it also produced smog, which resulted in air pollution for towns, cities. You know, sometimes people would go outside and there would be smog, and some people actually had to wear masks, kind of like what people do today, just to not breathe in the air and like get sick from it or some potentially die from it actually. So yes, that was electricity before the 1800s. Okay, so now we're going to fast forward to electricity in the past, basically the 1900s, really. During this time, actually, electricity was still in the experimental phase. So we weren't really using electricity for much, honestly. We were still using hydropower, coal power, steam power, again, which was bad for the environment. We really didn't care about what happened back then. All we wanted was power and luxury and just more conveniency, which is kind of sad when you think about it. But yeah, honestly, the first revolutionary electrical technology was established in this time as well, and this was the light bulb made by Thomas Edison, one of the most, at least, known electric producers of light and honestly, yeah, just light. And with this light bulb, people could actually you can see more at night, and environments were more bright at night, and people were able to explore at night and just see what was going on. Also, cars had lights in them now; they can see on the road, and honestly, it was making things a lot better. And how the light bulb worked was, I believe, there was like two little tiny, like a tiny electrical wire that heated up once once started. It heated up, and honestly, it produced just electricity by like vibrating each other and making like a lot of light. But the only bad thing about this was it was like really, really hot. It was like really hot, burning hot. You couldn't really touch it too much once it was lit up for a long period of time. And of course, this came to be about in the Industrial Revolution era, as mentioned earlier, with all the pollution and whatnot. That's the era we just pollute the earth the most with. Okay, next one. All right, now next we're going to talk about electricity in the present, which is today in the 2000s, the era we all live in. Honestly, electricity in this era was the most beneficial, at least when it came to electrical technologies. Our generation was the most beneficial to this. As you can see on the graph to the right, and this is mainly what electricity we use it for, like what kind of things. And 52% goes to heating water. 15% goes to vacuum cleaners, food mixers, electric tools. Ovens, kettles, washing machines are 18%, and 15% goes to lighting, TV, and radios. Another good cool thing is that I don't know if it's cool, but it is a game changer. Electricity has changed human interaction. What this means is like phones, your phones, your computers, laptops. It's changed the way we interact with each other because now, honestly, nowadays no one really goes out, and at least interacts with each other like right face to face. Now we go online and we interact with people across the world, which is actually really cool. We don't have to be face to face with anyone, and especially in this coronavirus time right now, this is the most beneficial too. We can just stay in our houses, just interact like now what I'm doing right here. I'm just interacting with you all through my PC, and that's an electrical technology. One game changer, or actually a brainstormer here is it becoming an unanticipated problem? So you know how we produce different technologies? Is it unanticipated or anticipated? And that's the main question here. The negative effects of electricity progression. Basically, environmental problems. Let's say like wires. We use wires for a bunch of things with our electronic goods and um, consumer products. Um, Wires aren't really they're not really too good for the environment. Like they're wires. Sometimes we just throw them out, or just sometimes they manage to seep their way into the environment, in the water systems, in the oceans, harming wildlife. You see on the third point, it's harmful to wildlife and ourselves actually. But before I get to ourselves, yeah, it's waste that cannot decompose as well. It's hard to decompose. It takes years to decompose. But yeah, it's harmful to ourselves as well. Especially as you can see on this picture right here, danger of death, high voltage. It can kill us actually if we're not too careful with it. Next one. Main alternatives. Just convert to more renewable energies, solar, wind, hydro, etc. We are slowly making progress, as you can see on the graph. We are slowly converting to other renewable energies. Eco-friendly electrical technology could also increase productivity in a safer manner, way more safer than other ways. And finally, electricity and the future. I think electricity will be used in the most beneficial way. Electrical technologies will be at their most useful state. Energy production will be non-threatening and not threatening to the planet at least. But this is just my guess. We don't really know what can happen in the future. For all we know, it can turn better or worse, actually, if we're not careful with how we approach this. But yes, thank you for listening, and I will see you guys later.